Welcome to the Gingerbread Man Show. And this is Steady Serving Sports ENT, an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, KEYSHA. What's up, KEYSHA? Hey, what we going to talk about today is SHEDEUR Sanders. Showed up, showed out on Sunday, and gave God the glory. But more after these messages.
Yeah, them my own.
Of course, he was legendary. SHEDEUR Sanders, yes, showed up and showed out at the Raiders Stadium and did his thug dizzle. Yeah, legendary was the name of the game, as he always flick that wrist, put it up in the air, and say, legendary. Hey, listen, here's a little something for you as SHEDEUR Sanders walked off the field at Elegant Stadium. He stopped for a moment to reveal in the remaining fans who had waited for him at the visitors' tunnel. Sanders slowly raised his left wrist, flashes his trademark watch celebration as the cheers crescendoed. He then formed a heart with his hands before heading through the tunnel where he met his father, Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, for a post-game embrace. It says, in his NFL start Sunday, Sanders had an impressive showing, completing 11 of 20 passes for 200 yards with a touchdown and an interception in the Browns' 24-10 win over the Raiders. Sanders, who became the 42nd quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999, also became the first Cleveland Brown quarterback to win his first NFL start since Eric Sear in 1995. The victory ended a 17-game losing streak for the Browns in the games, with a quarterback making his first career start. That was the longest streak by any franchise since 1950. When the QB starts were first recorded, the win also snapped a 13-game road losing streak for the Browns, which was the longest active streak in NFL and their second longest in franchise history. Listen, y'all, this here, man, this was a big thing. This was a big game for everybody, to see SHEDEUR Sanders finally being able to show an onslaught of what he can do. And then we got a full game of his expertise, but more after these messages. Let me tell you about the simplest way to get you in some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, and win some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry. Get every pick right and win some much needed cash. Use promo code STEADYSERV and receive $1,000 bonus in cash. Now that it's football season, follow STEADYSERV ENT as I share my picks. Pick players, choose the amount, win money, make picks, win cash. Thanks, Underdog Fantasy, for your partnership with us, and thank you for using the promo code STEADYSERV on Underdog Fantasy. As Deion Sanders always have raised his children to love God, to put their faith in the Lord, and also love thyself. SHEDEUR Sanders is definitely a product of his father. He is a God-fearing young man. He took it upon himself to get himself mentally prepped and, of course, physically prepped. After all of the practices, he did what he had to do. He studied, He did those things that was necessary for him to even look the way that he looked in one week of reps. This young man has defied the odds, and what Kevin Stefanski plotted to make him look so bad never really gave the young man a chance to do whatever he needs to do, because of course we know that the GM and the front office have pressured this man to put SHEDEUR Sanders in after he wanted a smaller Dillon Gabriel, because Dillon Gabriel did nothing to none of us, to anyone, but he was not in a place where even himself can win, because Kevin Stefanski had put so much pressure on this young man that it was hard for this young man to even try to have a chance to be successful. And of course, the same thing with SHEDEUR Sanders. Joe Flacco was out of there. Kenny Pickett was out of there. I mean, Lord have mercy. The quarterback situation was just so crazy, dealing with the Cleveland Browns organization. And they have not, over the time, it's me listening to all of the different people, the naysayers and the ones that are congratulators, all the way from, Garrett Bush and, KEYSHA himself and different Tony Rozzi, you know what I'm saying, giving SHEDEUR the love, Skip Bayless, giving SHEDEUR the praise, and letting, Shady from, different podcasts, and giving him praise and saying that they know that he can do it. And so did I. I believe that he could do it. I believe that he was blessed and born to do what he was doing. But then you had different ones like Tony Grassi and Mary Kay, saying negative things about him, talking about, well, they must have saw something, or they know what they're talking about, or Rex Ryan going on national television, blazing this kid. And then, of course, even after his Sunday win, Rex had something negative to say about SHEDEUR, because SHEDEUR has that flair. He has that shine. He is the one that the Cleveland Browns were looking for, like he said, all of the time. But we're going to take a look at what happened on Sunday. And of course, we want to hear SHEDEUR giving God the glory.
They're down at 8. Here comes the pressure. Running away from it is Sanders. He's looking long. He's got a man. Caught at the 10-yard line. Bonds.
I'm not mistaken, last time that you were in this building with you and your father, I asked the question to your father and followed up with you and went a little viral about feeling the pressure of having to perform at different levels.
Yeah.
Like that your entire life.
Has it changed?
That's what I'm about to ask you. How do you feel coming in? Is it changing the pro level?
I'm not going to lie, I felt very relaxed. And half of that comes from preparing, studying, and knowing I got God on my side. So throughout all that, I had no worries. I didn't feel nervous or anything before the game, because, he took all my worries and everything away.
SHEDEUR, just how do you summarize this performance? How do you feel like you're starting to do it?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Coming up here before y'all, 6-7 months ago, I couldn't tell you I'll be here. God, the only way I'm able to even get through everything, being able to see my family, that was important, and I'm happy they was here to be able to witness it. But without God, nothing possible, honestly. And I mean that truly and dearly. And everybody starts different places. And like I say, just because I didn't get the summer reps, just because I wasn't in the best situation, for me to be prepared to go out there and execute, like from a summer standpoint, that's how life is. Everybody's not in everybody's not in the best situation, but there's no excuse. You got to go out there and perform. Like, there's no choice, there's no question. Nobody cares if this was 1 week of prep. Who cares? you know. So a lot of people want to see me fail, and it ain't gonna happen. You know, it ain't gonna happen.